Homage to His Holiness the 16th Karmapa, and homage to Master Thubten Dorji. Homage to the three jewels of the altar, and homage to the main deity of Homa today, Maha Mayuri. And Maha Mayuri Sutra and Maha Mayuri Retinue. Sumu, all Dharma masters, Dharma educators, Dharma teachers, Dharma lecturers, Dharma assistants, directors of temples and chapters, and all disciples present here and over the internet, and our participating VIPs today. Only 3 of them. That's rare. Madam to Ambassador Daniel Liao, the Taipei's rep to Sweden and Norway, Dharma Sister Judy. Accountant to True Buddha Foundation, Dharma Sister Teresa and her husband Larry. And thank you to all the disciples and guests coming from faraway places. First, I would like to make an announcement. Next Sunday, October 21st at 3 p.m. Sunday, there would be Manohara, the wealth-attracting goddess Homa fire offering ceremony. Manohara is very famous, as we all know. And her mudra is the Vajrahook mudra, and her syllable is a red Ri. Her whole body is red and forming the Vajrahook mudra, the mantra. That was the mantra. So, Maruharya or Maruharya is the name of this deity. So for Manohara, there must be many primary supplicants. The basic 5 greatest desire of human beings, first is the wealth, and then sex, name, food, and sleep. These are the 5 great desires of human beings. So that's why in Tantrayana we also have wealth practices. So we use it to attract or to guide people onto the Buddhist path. So based on their desire, we attract them to enter into the Buddhist path. So we would fulfill your desire first and then guide them to enter into the Buddha's path. So there must be many primary supplicants, but the primary supplicants today are few. The primary supplicants were presenting the offering of Hatha, and just a few movements and it's ended. Didn't you know the great fame of Mahamayuri? She is famous far and wide. Mahamayuri in Tantrayana is one that can change the fixed karma. Only very few that can change fixed karma. Because Mahamayuri symbolizes 3 Buddhas. The first one, the one that she wears on her crown, is Mahavairocana crown. So she is wearing Mahavairocana crown. So Mahavairocana is sitting on top of her head. So Mahamayuri is one of the emanation of Mahavairocana. And in the Western paradise, Amitabha's Pure Land, there are many emanations as birds. So Amitabha emanated many birds, and one of them, parrots, peacock, kalavinka. So these peacocks are also transformation body of Amitabha Buddha. So she represents Vairocana Buddha, Amitabha Buddha, and one more is the founder of Buddhism, Sakyamuni Buddha. In his Jataka, which is the sutra of his past lives, one time he was the king of the peacocks. So the peacock king is the function body of Sakyamuni Buddha. So this Mahamayuri is the union of Mahavairocana, Amitabha, and Sakyamuni Buddha. So the transformation of the union of these 3 deities. She is the most majestic. But the primary supplicants today are very few. Perhaps you did not know the origin of Mahamayuri. And on her hands there are 4 treasures. One hand is holding the auspicious fruit. In your Dharma practice, if you can gain yogic union with Mahamayuri, then everything would be auspicious because she's holding the auspicious fruit on her hand. Everything is auspicious. And one of her other hands is holding the red matulunga fruit. And what is that matulunga fruit? It means that you would be able to get whatever affinity you wish for, whatever you have in your mind. So, affinity or That's not, it's play of words in Chinese. It's not like the pool of the monkey. But so a red matulunga fruit is for a good match. Like if you want to find a good wife or good husband, you need this matulunga fruit. And she's also holding a white lotus. A white lotus on her hand symbolizes that she can eradicate all karma and bad lucks. The white lotus is for purification, to eradicate all bad lucks or misfortunes. And she has 4 hands, and the last one is with the peacock feather, and that can eliminate the wandering and homeless spirits and ghosts, all the evil gods and evil ghosts, all can be eradicated, including black magic and curses and spells. As long as you have yogic union with Mahamayuri, and if you have a strong affinity with her, if you become the primary supplicant for this deity, then you would get purification, enrichment, harmonization, subjugation, all of them. And also the blessings, power of the 3 Buddhas. So if you did not become primary supplicant today, that was such a pity, because she also has the power to return one to purification. So by going through the Mahamayuri empowerment banner, you would be purified, repurified. She has such power, and it is written in the Mahamayuri Sutra that by reciting her mantra 600,000 times, 600,000 times of mantra recitation can eradicate the karma, your karma from all past lives. Such a wonderful Mahamayuri. And the primary supplicants are few. But for Manohara, there would be over 100 of them. Please speak. That's very good. Congratulations. It'd be incredible to get the Buddha's hand. Most of us would hug the Buddha's leg at the time of crisis, and you get the Buddha's hand, so that's superior. Just that peacock is incredible. Moreover, there are 3 Buddhas, and she has many in her retinue. Once you gain spiritual union with this deity, then you would be in union with tell you Mahamayuri's retinue. Above her crown there are 7 Buddhas, and at the center Maitreya Bodhisattva. And left and right are Sravakas and Prateka Buddhas, and then the 8 heavenly kings, and then the 28 constellations, and then the 9 palaces. So Buddhas, Bodhisattva, Pratikas, Buddhas, Sravakas, the 8 heavenly kings, 28 constellations, Navagraha, and the 12 constellations, zodiac constellations. So the retinue is numerous, and Mahamayuri Sutra was spoken by Sakyamuni Buddha. So if you want to present an offering of hatha, or if you want to become primary supplicants, it's okay. You can do so after the Dharma teaching. So there are many Dharma rituals for Mahamayuri. Where did I transmit Mahamayuri? I have talked about it before in Seattle. So you must have heard it before, and you forgot. And you thought the Mahamayuri is about a peacock flying. No, it's different. In a moment, there would be the empowerment Mahamayuri, and it's fine if you just go through the empowerment and recite Mahamayuri mantra 600,000 times. Very simple. Om Moili Gelati Soha. So 600,000 times this way, this recitation. Then Mahamayuri will appear. So today, let me continue to talk about what I see and hear in Panama. One morning in Panama, when it was still dark, all of a sudden, inside my room, there was the light of dawn or sunrise, and shining through the curtains. I saw that, and I found it strange because it was still dark out on the sky. The sky was still dark outside. How come there was like a rainbow light shining in? So I got up immediately and I opened the curtain and looked out. There were a few drops of lights in the sky flying in front of my window. And as the drops of lights approaching, they were prajna light, radiating 7 colorful light. They were all sages. And then I asked, "Where are you going?" And they replied, "To the Changhong Lezang temple. There was a consecration ceremony." So they were attending the consecration ceremony of the Changhong temple. There were sages, many prajna lights radiating colorful light passing by my window. So I was curious and I asked, because in the past, Changhong temple only invited one master who was XX. So the statues inside Changhong temple were already consecrated by XX. Did you attend it then? So these holy sages, did you attend her consecration? And they replied, no, did not attend. And I asked, why not? And pay attention to their answer. They only said one statement. The consecration of XX was to send the ghosts that she employed into the statues. So that's the so-called consecration of XX, is to send the ghosts into or inside the statues. So remember this. So her consecration is, she is sending the ghosts that she employed into the statues. So have you read the XX Hall's introduction or brochure? This is a very important issue. How come you don't show any care? It was written very clearly in the XX Hall brochure or introduction. And it was written the origin of her ghost, from the four great hells, and ghosts from here, and ghosts, what kind of ghosts, and because she could not raise all these ghosts by herself, so she distributed them into all the different temples and chapters to have them raised there. And she especially stated that inside the Changhong temple in Panama, there's the most ghosts there. So Panama was the one that offered to the ghosts on her behalf. And then it said that all the temples all over the world are making offering to her ghosts, and especially she specifically mentioned Panama. So, did you ever tidy up or clean or fix or repair the statues of the Changhong temple in Panama? Anyone here who helped the cleaning? Before the ceremony this time, many masters and monks there helped cleaning them. There were some statues who have dropped their implements, and the paints on their faces were peeling off. And many statues were handicapped, incomplete, lost their paints, and rotten crowns like the crown of Padma Kumara. because the crown was very dirty, so we asked Grandmaster to give one. Thank you. And then in the room that I rested next door had statues that were offered by XX, including the Tanka. Yes. Some were brought over by Reverend Lien Jing. They were from X place. The first one, the consecration was first done by XX first. Now you can ask the directors of the Chang Hong Temple to go to the Grandmaster's resting room to see each of the Tanka carefully and to see the faces on the Tankas in that room. The faces have changed. The face on each of the Tanka, they all have changed. So the faces of the deities. And you say, right. Did you see it? No. But whatever you said is right. So you ask those from the Chang Hong Temple to go to that room where Grandmaster rested and to check each of the face on the Tanka and see if they look like ghosts. That all the faces appear to be like ghosts, to be ghost-like. So her consecration is the same as sending her ghost into the image. I didn't say this, it's because I saw the colorful rainbow light, prajna light, and many deities that I saw, and said that the so-called consecration by XX was sending her ghost into the statues and images. Before consecration, many people saw the faces of the statues to be different, but after the consecration, it's different now. The paint on each of the statue was peeling. Okay, thank you. So I would like to share what I experienced in Panama in going to the Chang Hong Temple. And then I consecrated it again. And I heard that the people who cleaned and have held those statues are being invaded by the ghosts and the spirits. And after the consecration, they got rid of those ghosts or the negative energies. So I hope you know about this more or better. So Reverend Lien Ying he's also suffering a little bit of disturbances too. Reverend Lien Ying is not disturbed, but you can help your dad and mom to purify them. So, because you were there, your mom and dad also got some disturbances, so you go home and help them purify it. And we all know Master Lien Tong's dad helped XX Hall's altar at the Guan Yin district in Taiwan. So he made the altar. So Master Lien Tong's father had passed away. When he was alive, he took a video of this XX Hall and showed it to us. And there was a tombstone that was brought from Beito, a ghost temple, or the Yin temple in Beito, and they brought it down and did not know where to put it. And then he put it into Guoxing village in Nantou for a period of time, and there were 2 nuns staying there, Lien Ya and the place of that tombstone. There were 2 people staying there in Nantou, Guoxing. So Lien Ya and Lien Kang now have all passed away. And on that tombstone it was written, the illustrious of all spirits. Now it is enshrined at the Guan Yin district, or the former Guan Yin village of Taoyuan. There were 2 bungalows, and one of them, she set up the shrine for the XX Hall, and inside it she enshrined this tombstone from the ghost temple. And on it there's an inscription that said, the illustrious all spirits. Please raise your hand higher, not like this. Do you have photos? Yes. So that was built by Master Lien Tong's father, a picture that he took after he finished the renovation. So at those times, Master Lien Tong's father was also invaded by spirits, negative spirits, very severely. When he got home, he stripped off all the Buddhas and deities from his altar. He could not sleep at night, and the ghost told him to have the hairstyle of a Japanese samurai, and also asking him to die. So I tried my best to help him, unsuccessfully, so he has died now too. So you have to have the clear discernment. You have to have the clear understanding. How come in the Buddhist temple you can worship or enshrine ghosts or illustrious spirits? That's like the nether world spirits, not like the spirits of the higher realm, because the spirits of the nether world refers to ghost. So like if it is the gods and the higher spirits, it's okay, or the boundless Buddha Dharma, that's okay, or the illustrious Buddha power. So you need to have the right discernment. You need to be able to discern what is the real one and what is ghostly. You need to be clear about it. So today we will continue on Lamdre. So here we are talking about the goal and the fruit or fruition. The ultimate goal and the Renyun or mastery fruit of perfect Sambhogakaya self-nature will be explained in the fruit section later. So the ultimate meaning the highest attainment of Buddhahood will be explained later. And here it mentioned about wisdom empowerment, the third empowerment. And in the past we refer to them as vase empowerment, inner tantra empowerment, highest yoga tantra empowerment, and great perfection empowerment. And wisdom empowerment belongs to the highest yoga tantra empowerment. And about the wisdom empowerment, there's the path, realization, the main goal, moment of death, and fruit. And in the broad term, first it talks about the pure, bright seal. And what is the bright seal? It's like karma mudra. So that's like bright seal means consort, so pure consorts. So the body and the speech are equal, and all and desire are equal, and the blessings are equal, and the fifth instruction of the absorption, and then the beginning part, main part, and ending part of the practice. And it also talks about visualization, development stages of the four bliss, and then the placement of the four bliss, outer and inner, the cut off of the four bliss, and disposition of the four bliss. These are just titles, and I will explain it later. By dwelling on the ambrosia of the causal position as the path of perfect body, here are the instructions on the five dharma belonging to the third empowerment or wisdom empowerment. So 5 methods. One is the path, that's the convenient path of the altar. The realization is the wisdom of the innate four bliss. The main goal is the narrow and minuscule bliss and emptiness, and at the moment of death or nearing death is the descent of Vajrasattva, and the fruit is the Renyun mastery of the Dharmakaya self-nature. Next is the path, is the convenient path of the altar. All of these are just the titles. Broad, pure, bright mudra or karma mudra. There are consorts, they are inborn, or they are also consorts that's attained. So if the consorts are inborn, that's due to the affinity from the past lives, that in this life they still have this affinity. So that's why they are born with it. And the second kind is purified and sealed by the Guru. So they become one due to the Guru. So by abiding the precepts and by receiving the empowerment, yoga and meditation, yoga meditation. So these are all just titles. And the equality of the body and speech, the equality of the desires, the equality of the blessings, and the fifth instruction of the absorption, which includes descent, holding, returning, dispersing, and protecting. That's for the broad term. And then for the essential, that's the beginning, main, and ending part. This is talking about the third empowerment. Our True Buddha School's third empowerment is touch empowerment. The touch empowerment is, and what's mentioned here is from the ancient time. And because of the area ambrosia, one attained the third empowerment. What does it mean? Do you understand? Anyone understand? Please tell Grandmaster. I'm talking about the ancient time because Lamdre is from the ancient time, long ago by Virupa in India. So, what does it mean by dwelling on the ambrosia of the causal position? That one received the third empowerment. Any of the masters know? Let me tell you about the empowerment in the ancient time. Should I say it explicitly or implicitly? Explicitly and okay. Then don't feel yuck about it. Okay, so if you want to hear it explicitly, then I would tell you. So what is the causal position? Because the fruit has not attained. That's at the beginning. Like this human body. So the sweet nectar inside the human body or in my body this is the white body descending all the way to the secret chakra. For empowerment, and the secretion from the secret chakra is to be given to your consort. This way you would receive the third empowerment. So the lineage root guru's white body, just a drop of that body given to the girl girl's inside, given place inside the girl. That's called the third empowerment. So that's quite explicit, right? But not nowadays. Nowadays we don't do that. In the past we did that. Your guru will would emit that secret drop and would be swollen through the mouth of the girl. Then you receive the third empowerment that way. And the consort, that light drop, is the good affinity to purify. And the path is the convenient path of the altar. And you need to practice. So the difference between clean and dirty. So the root guru's light drops is pure. If he is not a guru and has not practiced, so that would be filthy or dirty. Then it would not be suitable for purification. Only the pure light drop can be used. If it is a contaminated or adulterated one, cannot be used for purification. So that's the difference between the authentic or the genuine versus the fake one or the false one. And the authentic one sometimes is very colorful, 7-color light drop. If it is white or it is muddy, then that's just a normal or regular one. So now you understand that. So this is the convenient path. So you need to practice. So the oil lamp has to be clean. Then it has to be pure. And the oil or the candle has to be melted. And in order for it to melt, you need the fire and to burn it. And the main goal. So the light drop is actually the wisdom. That's why it's called the wisdom empowerment in the ancient time. That's what it's called. And the sensation is bliss. And the bliss, this kind of bliss is a pure kind of bliss. It's not the ordinary mundane bliss. There is a difference. There is a kind of bliss that's mundane, and there's a kind of bliss that's pure. So the ambrosia needs the fire of greed or the fire of desire. So desire, anger, and ignorance are all Buddha Dharma. So it follows the fire of desire in order to do it. So to this you need to have a pure consort. At the highest Yoga Tantra level, you need a pure consort. And how to perform the empowerment, like I just explained, for the ancient time. In the modern times, we don't have that. Nowadays, we use the touch empowerment. We use the pen to touch. Use the pen to touch. So that's why we have to have two people. So for you to practice the wisdom empowerment of the highest Yoga Tantra, you have to bring your companion and to receive the empowerment together. And nowadays we use water, pen. Nowadays we use a pen and water to touch, not using the method of the ancient time, which is the light drops of the Guru. So do you understand this part? But you have to pay attention. If you have practiced it, that the male guru is already non-leaking, has his inner fire ignited, and he has generated a clear light radiance, and he has comprehended empty nature. Only then he has the qualification to confer the third empowerment, or to receive the third level empowerment. Otherwise, you are not qualified. Although it is a convenient path, but ultimately it can become the ultimate path. So the third empowerment of Tantrayana is about this. Like Guru Tsongkhapa did not have any consort or karma mudra. So he attained Buddhahood at the Bardo state. And if you have a consort, then you can attain Buddhahood by transforming into light. You don't have to go through the Bardo state. And the two people can transform into light and attain Buddhahood directly. Like Guru Padmasambhava, he had a consort. And the two of them together transform to become fire, and then to become light, and then to enter into the sky. That's attaining Buddhahood through transformation into light. And that's Buddhahood in this body, in this lifetime. So in this body, you can attain Buddhahood without going through the bardo state. But Tsongkhapa did attain Buddhahood in bardo state because he did not have a consort, he did not receive third empowerment. So the altar, you can stop all kind of discernments, and that's why it's called the non-discernment. And then the real mudra is the physical consort, and then the wisdom mudra, which is in the sky. And then they are divided into the broad and the essential path. We will continue next time. That's all for today. Let me tell you what the boss said. The boss said, after work, he's asking Xiaoming, do you have time after work? I want to invite you for dinner. And Xiaoming said, sure, you're so nice. And then the boss said to the secretary, let's get one more box tonight. Xiaoming is working overtime. So we use desire to hook you inside and then lead you onto the Buddha's path. So first the boss said inviting him for dinner, and then it turned out to be overtime. The wife told the husband, honey, did you ever have an experience to be lied to? And the husband was very angry. Yes, before marriage you told me that you will not gain weight no matter what you eat. And he was lied to. So before and after marriage is a different thing. Even the figure changes. Xiaoming asked Xiaohua, what day is September 28th? And Xiaohua replied, I know. It's the birthday of Confucius. And Xiaoming asked again, how about October 28th? And Xiaohua said, I don't know. And Xiaoming said, you're so lazy, you're so dumb. That's the 1 month celebration of Confucius. Like the 1 month old baby party. The grandson asked the grandma, Grandma, what does it mean to be one, like words of enormous weight? Is that I say one word and you oppose me 9 times. That's a play of words in Chinese. If you don't have personal experience about Lamdre, then you would never understand reading it. What it's talked about, the real mudra, that's the physical consort, and the wisdom mudra, that's the consort in the sky. So this can only be explained by Grandmaster, but not anybody else. So by dwelling on the ambrosia of the causal position as the path of perfect body, it's the third empowerment. So the ambrosia, that's the white body. So the white body inside the Guru's body. So that's the ambrosia at the causal position. So the ambrosia or sweet nectar is the pure ambrosia of the Guru. That's the best. But the nectar of ordinary people is the filthy ambrosia or the polluted ambrosia. That's for bearing children. So the causal position ambrosia, the pure ambrosia, 7 rainbow color light, and spiritual cultivators, belonging to spiritual cultivators, but the ordinary beings just muddy white color. This can only be explained by Grandmaster. This is related to us. Xiaoming asks his dad, Daddy, why do we place a pencil on the back of a horse? So that symbolizes instant money, like we have the instant money practice of Golden Mother. So getting home, Xiaoming was drawing something, and the dad asked, "What are you drawing?" And the Xiaoming replied that he is drawing like a New Year's wish card. So to send it to the uncle in China. So you're drawing a camel? No, this is not camel. This is like instant second boob, actually, but second boob is like a mistress. So on top of the horse, there are like 2 boobs. So now you understand this. But earlier, you will not understand without my explanation. You would only understand after I explain it. Om Mani Padme Hum.